Hello everyone, Jonathan Schlack, EAS Weather here with a severe weather update. Starting off with the day one outlook, we have 4 margin risk areas for today, which I'm going to go over here in this video. We have 1 margin risk area down here that encompasses southeastern Arizona and far southwestern New Mexico. This is where we have one of the margin risk areas. Another margin risk area up here covers east central Nevada and northwestern Utah. And going up here, we have another marginal that covers extreme southeastern Wyoming, northwestern Nebraska, and parts of central South Dakota. And finally, we have a 4th marginal that covers northeastern North Dakota, well, I should say east central North Dakota, I should say, and northwestern Minnesota. Again, the 4th marginal encompasses east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. So, going to the tornado threat for today, we have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado today that covers parts of east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Going to the wind now, we have 4 areas where we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today. One that covers southeastern Arizona and far southwestern New Mexico. Going up here, we have another 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today that covers east central Nevada and northwestern Utah. The 3rd area where we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today covers extreme southeastern Utah, extreme southeastern Wyoming, northwestern Nebraska, and central South Dakota. And finally, the 4th area where we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today covers east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Going to the hail, we have a 5% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today, covering east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. So, going to the summary, the risk for severe thunderstorms appears seasonably low across much of the U.S. today through tonight. So, that's today. Going to the day 2 outlook. For tomorrow, we have a slight risk for severe weather tomorrow that covers parts of northeastern and east central North Dakota, well, I should say east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Again, that slight risk area for tomorrow covers east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. We have a margin risk for severe weather tomorrow that covers the eastern half of North Dakota, central South Dakota, northwestern Nebraska, and then in northwestern Minnesota. Now going to the tornado threat for tomorrow, we have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that covers east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. So, going to the wind now for tomorrow, we have a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow that covers east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. We have a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow. We have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow that covers east central North Dakota, eastern half of North Dakota, I should say, central and northeastern South Dakota, northwestern Nebraska, and northwestern Minnesota. Going to the hail for tomorrow, we have a 15% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger tomorrow that covers east central North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. We have a 5% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger tomorrow that covers eastern half of North Dakota, north central and northeastern South Dakota, and northwestern Minnesota. Now, going to the summary for tomorrow, scattered severe thunderstorms are likely across portions of the northern plains vicinity on Saturday. So, that's all I got for today. Remain vigilant, pay attention, even the margin risk areas both today and tomorrow. and especially in the slight risk area tomorrow, pay attention for late damage and warnings from the National Weather Service. And again, also pay attention in the marginal. Do not let your guard down if you're in the marginal too. The marginal and the slight. Any kind of risk is worth noting. So, anyway, stay safe in those affected areas both today and tomorrow. And I'll have another update tomorrow. Or if there's any upgrades today, I might have another update later. If there's any upgrades today, but that is worth noting. Otherwise, I will have another update tomorrow. Take care.